Hi, boys. Welcome to Daddy Cast. So, today we're going to learn about Europe's first villages. Thousands of years ago, Europe was much colder than it is today, and in the north, the land was covered in ice. When the weather warmed up, plants and trees were able to grow again, and wild animals roamed the forests, like red deer and wild boar. People relied on hunting animals and collecting wild plants to eat. They set up camps where they could find food and moved on when the seasons changed and the food ran out. Here's an example of early Europeans. In some places, there was so much food all year that people could settle down. At Lepensky Vir, people built a village on the banks of the Danube where there was always plenty of fish to catch. Here's Europe, and here's the Danube River, and here is Lepensky Vir. Here's a sculpture of a fish's head from Lepensky Vir. Farmers of the forests. Around 6000 BC, life in Europe began to change as farming spread from the Middle East. In the thick forests that covered most of Europe, farmers cut down trees to make space for fields and used the wood to build houses. This picture shows an early European farming village. One house has been cut away. Oh, maybe it's on the other side. One house has been cut away to let you see what's inside. So here's the forest. These boys are collecting hazelnuts from the forest. Here, pigs feed on acorns in the forest. These men are making a willow fence. This man is thatching a roof with reeds. People use stone axes to chop wood. Here they are making and decorating clay pots. Here we see waste is thrown into a pit. Vegetables are grown here. Here, people lived in long houses up to 45 meters or 148 feet long. Here's a pig roasting on a spit. Here's the living area. This is the one that's been cut away for you to see inside. Part of the wall is plastered with mud. These walls are made of split logs. The animals live on one end of the house. There's the sheep pen, a field of wheat and barley, a pasture for the cattle. Stone shelters. Inside a house at Skara Brae. This is where Skara Brae is, way up the top of what's now Scotland. The early Europeans built their houses from whatever they could find nearby. At Skara Brae in the Orkney Islands, there were hardly any trees, so people built houses of stone. They even had stone furniture. Oops. This is zooming in on these pictures for you. Home and dry. In marshy areas, people built long wooden walkways so they could move around easily from one village to another. The Sweet Track in southwestern England stretched for over a mile. Farmers on the Sweet Track. Temples and tombs. Here's a stone temple at Tarxian. Let's see. So here's the Sweet Track. And I guess it doesn't show us Tarxian on this map. Some early farmers worked together to create buildings from massive blocks of stone. At Tarxian, on the island of Malta, people built temples where they sacrificed animals to their great mother goddess. In Western Europe, stone tombs were built and covered with huge mounds of earth. Each tomb had several chambers and had room for up to 40 bodies. There's the insides of a stone tomb. Here's some important dates. Oops, popped across. 6000 to 5000 BC, fishing people live at Lepenski Vir. 6000 to 4000 BC, farming spreads across most of Europe. 4500 BC, people begin building stone tombs. 3800 BC, the Sweet Track is built. 3500 BC, the first temple is built at Tarxian. In 3100 BC, Skara Brae is built. The monument builders. Here, hold on a second. I'm going to change the view here to, let's see. I always have a hard time finding the right thing. Oh, here we go. Two at a time. That's what I should have done from the start. Okay. Full screen mode again. Oh, what? All right, we'll just do it like that. The monument builders. Around 3200 BC, people in northwestern Europe began building great circles and lines of standing stones. They also stuck wooden poles in the ground to make circles called wood henges, but most of these have rotted away. Here's a standing stone at Avebury in southern England. See it here. All of these massive monuments were used in religious ceremonies. Some experts think that the mysterious stone circles were also used as giant outdoor calendars. Here's Avebury. There's Stonehenge in England. There's a lot of them in England. Some other places. Each red dot is a stone circle. Each blue pyramid is a tin mine. And these red areas are where amber is found. Building Stonehenge. Stonehenge in southern England is the most spectacular of all the stone circles. It was built in stages over a period of more than 1,000 years and was finally finished around 1500 BC. This picture shows Stonehenge being built. Logs are used to support the stones. And these men are hauling a stone into position in this deep hole. The upright stones are called sarsens. The arches are called trilithons. This means 3 stones in Greek. The stones across the top are called lintels. The stones fit into each other neatly. Some stones weigh as much as 370 people. Soil, let's see. These men are digging a hole for the next stone. Digging tools are made of bone and deer antlers. These men are carrying away the soil in baskets. These lumps on top of the sarsens fit into holes made in the lintels. The lintel is lifted up gradually on a platform of logs. At least this is their idea of how it would have been done. I don't think they know for sure. The stones are dragged from a quarry that is 20 miles away. Each stone is tied to a wooden sled, and logs are used as rollers. All right, that's Stonehenge. They didn't even tell us what it's for, but maybe a calendar. Mastering metal. Gold and bronze model of the sun on a horse-drawn chariot. Some people in Europe were using copper over 6,000 years ago. Later, people learned how to make bronze by mixing copper with tin. Bronze weapons and tools were much harder than copper ones and were very valuable. Trading for tin. The tin needed to make bronze was only found in a few places in Europe. See the map over here. Some in Spain, some in France, one in Italy, one over in Turkey, one in southeastern England, or maybe that's Wales. I'm not sure. All right. The tin was only found in a few places in Europe, so most people had to trade for it. The people of Scandinavia, up here, traded amber from the shores of the Baltic Sea for the metals that they needed. Here's a bronze figure from Scandinavia. That looks weird. Tombs and treasure. The monument builders believed in life after death and buried people with weapons and tools they would need in the next world. The tombs of wealthy people were filled with bronze swords and daggers, as well as beautiful golden objects. Here's a tomb called a round barrow. Important people were buried in round stone tombs covered with a great mound of earth. Each tomb held just one body. These tombs, called round barrows, are often found near stone circles. Important dates. Around 3200 BC, people in northwestern Europe began building stone circles. Between 3000 and 1500 BC, Stonehenge was built. And around 2500 BC, metal workers in Europe began to make bronze. All right. I'm just going to go back to this page and zoom in a little bit on this full size picture in case you want to look at the whole thing. How'd you like to live in a village or a farm like that? Have pigs eating acorns. That's where Piglet and the acorn story came from, probably. And Stonehenge. I went to Stonehenge on my birthday one year. It's pretty cool. You should visit it if you ever get the chance. All right, this has been a Daddy podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later.